Show in store. So today we are going to dive right in with a movie experience you will not forget. From the battlefield to the big screen, Warfare is based on the lived experience of Iraq War veteran Ray Mendoza and embeds audiences in a platoon of American Navy SEALs. Take a look at this clip.
How's it going?
Going well. Okay. That's that new guy energy.
He's back. That's the fourth time he's done that.
Is he peeking or probing?
Peeking with serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, we might have guys starting to move in our position.
Copy, we're getting a buildup of activity here too.
Yeah, I definitely see weapons at this point.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
And joining us now are writers and directors of Warfare, Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza, also a Navy SEAL veteran, to discuss this visceral, really is the best way to put it, boots on the ground story of modern warfare. Good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. Hey.
Thanks for joining us. I want to know a little bit more about the movie. Let's tell everybody kind of a premise for the film, and then a little bit about how you two came together. Whichever you want to jump in there.
You start off the premise.
So I'll do the premise.
Yeah.
The premise is that we take an hour and a half of real combat and attempt to forensically and accurately recreate it. So there's no inventions, there's no creations, there's no changes or alterations. It's just as far as we were able to do exactly what happened, which includes like the air between moments as well as just action. And so that was what we were trying to do. And then the story that we are recreating is a story that is Ray's story and also the guys he was with, not one person's story, a collective story of a group of soldiers.
It's fascinating too, and I love how it really is told in real time. So you are kind of, as an audience member, you're dropped into the middle of this lived experience and you just go from there. And for you, this was not just making a movie, this was really creating a living, breathing memory of events based on your experience and then your fellow Navy SEALs. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it was a collective, in regards to memories. Our driving force, or our lighthouse, essentially is Elliot, played by Cosmo Jarvis, who, so Elliot doesn't recall what happened.
Right.
And over the years, he's always asked questions, and he's always had it in literary form. But, so yeah, when I got into this industry and met up with Alex, it was a good opportunity to do a visual medium for him, which I think will, because, you know, he's always asking about the colors, what the house, and, you know, if you're void of that memory, I think there's some frustration there for him. And so, yeah, I think this is a great gift to fill that memory for him.
A gift is a great way to put that. I kept thinking about that, how he has no memory of this extensive and incredible experience, and how really you all have given him, along with this incredible cast and creative, memories of this day, troubling as they may be, to go forward. That's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you're giving the audience that perspective.
Correct. Yeah, he has two young, beautiful boys now that are getting older, and they're asking questions. And, you know, Elliot can't speak very well. He uses an iPad to communicate. So I think this is a great way to communicate his experience.
Yeah. And you two have worked together. Of course, you were here just about this time last year for Civil War, which you consulted on for a lot of that combat and military parts of it. Tell me a little bit more about why this was important, this relationship, especially to make sure you were portraying a really accurate tell of events.
Honestly, reductively, Ray's just a really good guy, and I love working with him, and it's true. And so we worked well together on Civil War. He put together some incredible sequences, and while I was in the edit, I could see that there was a chance to expand out some of what Ray's done to a feature length, but it had to be a real story. It had to be told by someone who really understood it, and Ray's an interesting combination because he has the lived experience of 17 years as a SEAL, but he also has many, many years experience now on film sets. And when you put those two things together, I don't know if it's ever existed in the film industry before Ray to that extent. He may be the first with that degree of qualification.
I thought the very same thing, how you're kind of carving out this space in this industry in a way that really hasn't been done before. And something else I found fascinating, I think you can tell this by watching the movie, how real and visceral it seems, but approaching this in filmmaking, I mean, these guys, this cast, small as they are, they really went through a boot camp. You put them through to make sure that they truly understood this mission.
Yeah, there's, you know, I have my strategy. I've trained lots of actors. I've trained lots of SEALs. I was an instructor for a long period of time. But yeah, there's, you know, safety, you know, with the weapons. But more importantly, it was about the brotherhood. I wanted to kind of put them into this, create this culture for them that we experienced. And really, I think it shows in the film. I think that's what allowed them to do and be what they are in the film. That was like the secret sauce, I would say, is more how much time they spent together on and off set.
And Alex, you mentioned those quiet moments kind of in between what is obviously an action-packed film. There's a lot of action here. But those quiet moments being really kind of important to the storytelling, and I imagine really were a result of a lot of that time these guys spent together.
Yeah, sure. I think that one of the things film often does is it cuts out moments that it perceives as being boring.
Right.
But actually, there's a lot of truth in those moments, and there's also a lot of tension. When we first spoke about making this, one of the sort of criteria we had was if for 5 minutes nobody did anything, they just sat there for 5 minutes, that's exactly what the camera's going to do. If nobody said a word for 5 minutes, no problem, that's what we'll shoot. And it's, in a way, it was quite liberating because all about, is this interesting, is this meaningful, or whatever. It's just trying to show reality and then hope that there is actually something important about reality, particularly when it comes to representing war.
Yeah, and I love that because it also speaks to a little bit of trust in your audience to really kind of be along with you for that ride.
Total trust.
And I can tell you that that lands very successfully. So thank you both for being here. I have to wrap up. I've got about 20 seconds, but I do want to know, Ray, what do you hope people take away from seeing this film?
Yeah, that this is one of many events. It's just a reminder that of the sacrifice. We have some of the best, you know, warriors in the world, and it's just one of many events, and just a reminder.
Well, thank you for being the team that came together to tell this particular story, and it sounds like we may see a lot more from you all in the future. I know you like working together and you're producing great work, so thank you for being here. Thanks for this film. Friends at home, you can see Warfare very soon. We're going to put the information back on your screen. It's in theaters everywhere. April 11th, I checked some listings today in Alamo Drafthouse, and some local theaters will have screenings on the 10th, so make sure you get your tickets and experience this. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate you. Welcome back to ATX. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And we'll be right back, friends. There's a lot